The title of my research is International Human Rights Protection in the Global Food Chain. Under international law, human rights protection has been traditionally referred to state responsibility. However, it is now clear that private business activity can be a source of human rights violations, and the global food chain makes no exception. The aim of my research is to understand whether international law provides for legal instruments to adopt and enforce a human rights-based approach to food production, fostering a socially and environmentally sustainable food supply chain. International organizations estimate that 70% of child labor worldwide takes place in agriculture, and almost 2 million people every year are reportedly subject to forced labor in food production. Furthermore, the widespread use of pesticides causes 200,000 of deaths and poisonings per year, 90% of which occur in low-income countries, while intensive food production largely impacts the environment as well, contributing to loss of biodiversity, greenhouse gas emissions, and climate change. Against this background, the UN Working Group on Business and Human Rights is currently drafting a binding agreement imposing states to regulate the activity of transnational corporations and other enterprises under international human rights law. But most importantly, direct corporate responsibility to respect human rights has been provided in the Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights endorsed by the Human Rights Council in 2011, and the Guidelines for Multinational Enterprises drafted within the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, calling for every company to carry out a human rights due diligence to prevent, mitigate, and remedy adverse impact of their activity. Several initiatives at the EU level, such as the recent directive on unfair trading practices in agriculture and the Farm to Fork strategy, together with the announced directive on mandatory human rights due diligence, goes in the same direction. Three aspects of my research are crucial to tackle the root causes of human rights violation in the global food chain. First, assessing the implementation of mandatory human rights due diligence at national levels. Second, monitoring the effectiveness of non-judicial remedies to human rights violation in food production, such as those brought before the national contact points established under the OECD guidelines. And third, ensuring the accountability of the whole food supply chain, especially of the actors who have the power and therefore the responsibility to foster a more responsible and sustainable food production system for the years to come.